What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Colin Thompson Show. I am sitting here with Justin Ayers and Jack Connell. We are coming to you live from Panthers training camp here Sunday on the off day. I get to kick it with these guys. They've been working their asses off the last couple days here. Got here Thursday, practice Friday, practice Saturday, interviews, splicing things up. You guys will see it all this week here at Not For Long Media and the Colin Thompson Show across our entire platform. Some awesome trivia the guys asked the guests around the campus. Some great interviews we got with players from all different positions, all different backgrounds. You know, Division I top tier recruits to, guys that are on their second contract to, guys that play Division II, Division III football. So it's been quite the weekend here in Carolina. We finished our first phase of training camp, and now we are on to our next phase, which is more of a padded period. And before you know it, like I said earlier, guys, we are into preseason games. We're less than 2 weeks away from our first game against the Commanders, which will be nice. It'll be cool for me to go home. We just moved to Annapolis, so it should be a great trip. So, Jay, how was the weekend for you?
It was great. I was telling Jack on our podcast, just like year two, I know what I'm doing now. I know where to stand. I know who to talk to. I feel more connected. And I feel like I can really enjoy myself. Whereas last year I was really trying hard to be on it and be at the right place and try to record stuff one man bandit. So it's been great. I can't wait for year three.
Yeah, we're going to definitely get you guys back down here year three, and maybe we'll have another person here, and the team will continue to grow. That is the plan here at Not For Long Media. Jack, how was the weekend for you?
It was great. Finally being able to get down here, first flight, meet all of the players, everybody involved with the Panthers, do some interviews, some behind-the-scenes type stuff. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it really was a great weekend, and big thanks to our friends over at Fudge Kitchen, fudgekitchens.com, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Wouldn't be able to be here and get you guys down here without them. The original Fudge Kitchen. We did some awesome social media stuff. Have we put that out yet, or we're putting that out here soon, right?
We've been starting to slowly do some stuff that was featured at the Fudge Kitchen in Ocean City, some boardwalk trivia.
Yeah, so Not For Long Media, Colin Thompson Show. We're going to have some stuff. We'll do some Breaking Bad's trivia, probably our next round for them too. So we're going to do some cross collaboration here with Fudge Kitchen and things going on. But that's going to be really fun. It's going to be fun. It's hysterical. I've already seen some of the beginning copies of it. My apologies, it is not out yet, but Fudge Kitchen guys. Look, Brandon said it with our interview before. Brandon Zilstra, he's like, you got to hook me up with with a package. We're going to hook him up with a sweet, couple boxes of fudge because you can really ship it across the country. That's the best part about it. The way they wrap it in the wax paper, I've been involved in their production. That's the coolest part about having them as a sponsor is I get to see what they do and actually believe in the stuff because it's a great product. So they ship it across the country. It is so fresh. It is so good. It's a perfect gift for anybody going through a tough time or a birthday or the holidays or whatever it may be. You can't go wrong with Fudge Kitchen. fudgekitchens.com, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. Okay, guys, so highlights of the weekend for you guys as we move forward here. Jack, we're going to start with you.
Just overall, we had a nice camera. I was telling Jay earlier, we had a nice, I think it was an intern to kind of help around the camera when we were doing some interviews and stuff. I forget his name. What'd you say his name was, Jay, that was helping us behind the camera?
Baker.
Yeah, he was a good dude. He's helping us out.
Baker who?
I didn't catch his last name. I think I couldn't catch his last name, but he was helping out with your interviews and
stuff. Yes. Baker Mayfield did join us and jump in on an interview here that will come out. We'll see if it's come out. We had a couple technical difficulties, which is a part of the game here. Really on my end, just making sure I should have checked on it a little bit better, but Baker jumped in on one of the interviews, and it's going to be a really cool clip. It's going to be great. We'll turn it into a social media, so still some content.
Yeah. Well, that clip will get out there.
Absolutely.
It was good.
So Baker is a highlight for you. Justin, is he Baker also a highlight for you? You got to meet Sammy Darnold. He came over as well.
The Darnold, yeah, he wanted to meet us.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool because he wore the Not For Long hat in the press conference last year. He's always, I feel like from afar, I feel like he's really supportive of us. And you especially. So
he is.
To see him come up and talk to us for a little bit was really, really cool.
For him to wear the Not For Long Media hat in the press conference has been huge for us. I think Will Kunkel, shout out to Will. He's asked about my hat and all that stuff, and it's just great, for Sam to support us. He always rips the hat. We're going to get Sam on here, and we'll get Baker on. We're going to get a lot of guys on here in Carolina. We have a great team, a great group of guys, and fortunate to go to work with them every day, and then go to work with you guys. Having you guys here is something I'm so proud of. For me, pat on the back to me, to be able to, and our sponsors, to get you guys down here, right? That's pretty much what I'm saying. And then, to get you guys the exposure, the experience, and all that. I share with you guys all the time. It's such a fun thing for me. So shout out to our friends over at Som Sleep. I talked about to them with you guys before. Justin's actually had a couple of them. It's awesome stuff. They do great work. I love what they do. It's changed my life. I take one every single night, especially during training camp. It helps me sleep, helps me wind down. The magnesium in it just helps my muscles relax, helps my body relax. It's not even, it sounds like, oh, well, I don't need to relax and all that stuff because I'm not an athlete or all that, but we all have sleeping things going on that we need to, work on or improve on. Or sleep can always be better. It's the number one way you recover, period. The whole ice tub thing, the hot tub thing, no, you need to sleep. Try to get 8 hours a night. That's what I try to do. Off season, in season, whatever. Som Sleep helps me get that done. So use promo code Colin. All of our podcasts have their own promo code. Support whatever pod you'd like to support. But on this podcast, promo code Colin. Get Som Sleep, the best sleep supplement around. No grogginess in the morning. You can't beat it. And then shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek. We're here. Preseason's on the way. We all know NFL tickets and tickets in general are not cheap. So to get $20 off an order where, hey, it's $50 or more, that's pretty normal. Tickets are not under $50. So check them out. SeatGeek, promo code Colin Thompson. Again, Fudge Kitchen, thank you. Som Sleep, thank you. And our friends over at SeatGeek, thank you. Support them, guys. We appreciate them. All right, so I digress. Let's just transition to football questions for you guys. And we didn't even go over this, but I want to hit on this because we're talking football. We're here for training camp. Fall's in the air. Is there a moment of time for you, Justin, where you're like, okay, football season here, it's a date, it's a preseason game, it's a kickoff of the first game, it's the first, wisp of cool air that goes through the Maryland area. What is that for you, and what are you looking forward to this season?
I think it starts with the Hall of Fame game, the infamous Hall of Fame game. The field one year, I think it was so messed up they couldn't even play on it. Just that, when you see that on your TV on like a Thursday night, you just hear familiar voices again. Like, I don't know what network calls it, but if it's like Al Michaels or something, just like, yes, that's when football really starts to kick in. In preseason when it was 4 weeks, it was, unless you're watching for a guy like Colin out there, it's really hard from a fan's perspective to get jazzed up about 1 quarter of starters and 3 quarters of not necessarily household name guys, but I think the preseason's cool, but I think Hall of Fame game's really what sets all this off.
What about you, Jack?
Well, I think mine is just having played and now watching. It's definitely what will be essentially Monday, the first day of padded practices, is the start for me. And then when I really feel it is like that first, like you mentioned, that first fall day when you're checking your fantasy lineups week 1. I think those are kind of the 2 points for me. I'm like, football's here.
Well, as a thought just popped into my head, I want to make sure, for me, I guess, let me say this. To answer my own question, what football is for me, anytime after July 4th hits. The minute July 4th hits, and when July 5th, it comes and then it goes, and from July 5th until training camp, it flies by. And that's like a period of usually health for me, and I'll really dial it in on my training and my diet and all those things. That isn't always a really interesting time, nonetheless. But to me, that's when football season starts. And then being from the Northeast and playing football in high school into December, we were very fortunate to play on some great teams and play in state semifinals and win a state final. When the weather starts to turn, when sun is going down and practice is still going, that's when it's like business time. That's when it's like, okay, it's really time to go. The summer heat is came and went, but now it's time to really go. So for me, I would say after July 5th, football season is coming quicker than you think. And then that kind of first wisp in the air is like, all right, playoff football's here, and hopefully we can be a part of that here in Carolina. All right, guys, so we need to talk about Chipotle. Shout out to Chipotle, no free ads. As I want to give somebody a free ad on here, but we have a company that's delivering food to us. They're calling right now, so we're going to let that go. Nonetheless, no free ads for Chipotle. If Chipotle, you want to sponsor the podcast, we'd love to have you. Love your product. I'm there all the time. So I take the boys to Chipotle the other day, and they get into town, got to do a quick dinner, quick debrief, and let's go from there. I order my normal meal. Justin gets rice and some chicken and some veggies. What do you order, Jack?
All right. I'll say it first, and I'll say my reasoning. I literally just got steak on a burrito, or not even steak, chicken on a burrito.
Chicken on a tortilla, or whatever.
Yeah.
A burrito wrap. Yeah, tortilla.
All right.
And you rolled it up, and the guy looked at you and said, "That's it." The thing was smaller than my fist.
Yeah. Okay. So they were out of steak, they were out of cheese, and they were out of queso. I'm not a big rice guy or veggie guy with my burrito or any of that sort
How
of
are you
stuff.
not a rice guy? Who doesn't like?
It doesn't
I
taste
don't-
like anything.
I don't dislike rice. Exactly. It doesn't taste like anything. I don't dislike it. Like, if it's given to me, I will eat it. I'm not going to say, I won't eat that. But I'm not going to go out of my way and get it. Like, it doesn't add anything for me. So it was like they're out of steak, they're out of both cheese and queso. And I usually just do like a double meat and some cheese, almost like basically a quesadilla just in a burrito form. I mean, and they were out of half of that. So I was just left with what I had. I got my chips afterwards, but there was no queso to go with my chips either. So I was left with some dry nachos. So it was out of my hands.
An interesting order, nonetheless, from Jack the Pack. Justin, what did you get? I thought your order could have been better, but it was still solid.
Chicken, rice, and vegetables. I think that's a staple. If you're inviting like a girl over to your house, you're like, hey, I'll cook for you for the first time. That's usually what guys like us traditionally make as the first date. Like, hey, babe, I'll cook for you meal.
Hey, babe.
Yeah,
Babe
like,
on the first date.
well, if you get to that point. But I think chicken and rice is just like a staple of the American diet, and I think it's a solid choice. But for you to say you don't like rice, that's just.
I don't like rice. I don't dislike rice. It's just there.
You gotta carve up.
You got
I
to
get
carve
carbs
up.
from potatoes and other sorts of meats.
Yeah.
I don't dislike rice. I will eat rice if it's given to me, but I'm not going to go out searching
Listen,
rice.
the fact that you don't mention rice is something you enjoy is a red flag. The fact that you didn't put rice on your burrito when we went to Chipotle is a red flag. That's the bottom line. Whether they have queso or not, I mean, there's plenty of options there. I digress.
It's better we get this out now. Like,
We're just letting our viewers
Yeah.
know, our listeners know that, hey, listen.
I'm a picky eater myself. I love chicken tendies way too much. But you know what? I'm pushing myself to try every single day to be a better version of Justin and try new things.
What do you dip your chicken tendies in?
Honey mustard usually.
Barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
What about
Buffalo?
ranch?
Not a big ranch guy. Yeah. But no, I've been made fun of. I've been the chicken tendy guy for 20 years now. So got to work on that.
All right, we cut back in here. Sorry about that, folks. We're not going to shout out, but the food delivery service. If any of the food delivery services want to work with us here at Not For Long Media, we'd love to have you. They kept calling and calling and calling, so all good. We just took a little break in the action to pick up the food. So we talked about the burrito order from Jack. That was very concerning. We talked about Justin's interesting decision on that's what he would make if he had a date at the house for a babe.
I drop babe casually. I don't, I call everybody babe. Like Alex Ovechkin.
You say, hey, babe.
Yeah, babe. Yeah, that's pretty.
Are you babing guys? Are you broing guys?
No, I'm not a bro. I'm not a bro guy.
What's up, bro?
I might drop a bud in there.
Yes,
Bud, so you got
he's
a
a
bud.
big buddy guy. He's called me buddy about 7 times this weekend.
Has that been rubbing you the wrong way?
It doesn't. When someone I know, it doesn't rub me the wrong way. If it's like someone out in the like public, like a stranger, like watch out, buddy. But
It's
like when someone I know, like it doesn't faze me.
No, there could be a sharp buddy. Like, all right, buddy. Like that's a sharp buddy. But like if you're just like, all right, hey, buddy, can you do that for me? Like,
What about pal?
Not a big pal guy.
I just say, dude, like, or their name. Like I'm not really like a nickname. Like I'm nicknamed like for the specific person, but I don't call anybody like a set specific.
What if
type.
you forget someone's name?
Chief.
My guy.
My guy,
Partner.
or in Louisiana they say my partner. I've been talking to Sully and some LSU guys on the team, Dante Jackson, and I've been learning some of the that deep-rooted Cajun lingo. My partners, P-O-T-N-A, partner. We're gonna have Sully and D-Jack on. Sully, you guys don't know this, but we've been talking, but I shouldn't even say this on air, but I'm going to. Hey, we're working on a podcast together. Yeah,
Like a whole show or
a
just,
show.
Oh.
Another Not For Long Media show.
You interviewed him last year.
Stevan Sullivan, tight end, Carolina Panthers. We'll talk about it later. We can't talk about it right now. We cannot disclose any more. But we can disclose more about our friends at the Original Fudge Kitchen. Check them out, guys. Again, reminder to check out our friends at Som Sleep, promo code Colin, and our friends over at SeatGeek, promo code Colin Thompson. Okay. Back by popular demand, thank you everyone who's been leaving your comments, sharing what bars you want me to review. I have to go to the bar to review it, folks. So it's a process. A lot of these bars are bars that I've been to. I've been to enough bars. I don't have anything I'm proud of. I've been to enough bars, obviously, to get us through a good period of time here. So I'll get us through the season, and then I'll start checking out all the bars that people are reviewing. Please send in your videos. Please send in your comments of your review of a bar. I think that's one thing we got to talk about. You know, people always send Portnoy places to try for pizza, but if you like a bar, well, send me the bar, but also give your review of the bar with our kind of grading system. And if there's anything I need to edit in my grading system, please do. So the bar of the week this week is my favorite bar on the planet, and it's called the Half Shell Raw Bar, and it's in Key West, Florida. The Half Shell is just near and dear to my heart. It's a place I've been going since I was a little boy with my family. There's families that are in there. There's fishermen that are in there. It has everything in between that you like in Key West for that type of demographic. People come right off the boat and tell the fish stories. You bring your fish that you caught on the boat and bring it right in, and the cook took it up in the back. The bartenders are the best in town. They're the nicest people. You know, we've got to know ownership there. We've got to know bartenders there that have been there for 30, 40 years. These are people that I've known forever. A group of bartenders came up to my game this year. We played Miami this year. So it's become more than just another bar. It's become a part of kind of our family and a place that we go to in the off season, and a place that we go to and have great food and great service. So Half Shell Raw Bar, Key West, Florida is the bar of the week this week. TVs, you're not really going for the TVs, but they have solid TVs, so it's a 3 out of 5. Cold beer, 5 out of 5. They're on ice. They're in a freezing cold fridge, so 5 out of 5 on the cold beer. A rare 5 out of 5 on the cold beer. Food and ambiance, awesome seafood, great food. The ambiance is through the roof, though. Everything from the shuffleboard table to the walls being covered in license plates to, you know, the fish, you could see the boats coming in, you know, with fresh catch and all the activity that comes off the water, to, you know, the people sitting in the front, to just the cool vibe in the place. So ambiance, 5 out of 5 with the food tied to it. And then the service, 5 out of 5. You know, Joe, Michelle, Greg, all the great bartenders, Stevie, all the great bartenders, servers, managers, Hanya, that we've got to know over the years there. It's 5 out of 5. It's the standard in town when it comes to service. So this week's bar of the week, Half Shell Raw Bar, 18 out of 20, a very high score. It's one of my favorite places to go in the world. So shout out to the Half Shell Raw Bar in Key West, Florida. The bar of the week here at the Colin Thompson Show. All right, guys, so we talked about Fudge Kitchen, we talked about Som Sleep, we talked about SeatGeek, we talked about the bar of the week, we talked about Jack's questionable, I mean, disturbing order at Chipotle nonetheless. And we talked about Justin calling Babe's babe on the first date. So that's great. Other than that, boys, I think that does it. Any other comments here?
No, I think it's been a great 3 or 4 days. Looking forward to editing all of this stuff together, and, you know, putting it out there for the world to see.
I'm excited to see how all of this, I mean, all of the video quality and everything we shot this week has been beautiful. So I'm excited for the masses to see what we've put together.
No doubt. We are up in our game here. We got new cameras. We got all the fancy stuff that you guys are kind of pushing me in the direction to get. So I appreciate your, you know, support on that. We have an awesome team here at Not For Long Media. Jack and Justin, you know, are really just, you know, the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole group below that just do amazing work for us. So thank you to our team that make this possible. Really can't thank you guys enough. It's been an unbelievable ride. We're continuing to grow. We're continue to expand. We're continuing to move people up through the media company. And it's been a blast for me to do while I'm playing. So again, big shout out to those people at home. Thank you everyone who made this possible. Thank you to the Panthers for allowing us to get these interviews. You know, thank you for, you know, the team at Not For Long Media for making this all possible. And then big thanks to Justin and Jack again for coming down here, taking time out of your own personal lives, away from work, away from life, to come down here and capture some awesome moments with fans, with players, with staff, media members. It's been a blast. So thank you guys. And that does it for another episode of the Colin Thompson Show. What episode do we have coming out this week, Jack? It just reminded me.
We have Nicky Pumpkins.
Oh boy, oh boy. So this week's episode, and again, we're doing things in order but out of order, and you know we're interviewing people now that are going to come out in 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So it's been fun and unique in that sense. But this intro is coming out for this week, first week of August, and the first week of August, yes, means preseason football, but it also means Premier League soccer, or football, as they say overseas. So I'm a Tottenham fan. It's no secret now. You know, Nick Pumpkin, though, is coming on to talk about the Premier League. And we are so jacked. We are so excited to have Nicky Pumpkin on because Nick has a wealth of knowledge about the Premier League, like unbelievable. This is his first interview, guys, ever, period, when it comes to face-to-face camera, radio, and Nick knocks it out the park. He gives people a reason to watch the Premier League. He gives people a reason to watch certain teams if you're looking to pick up a team and adopt a team as yours. He talks about the storylines this offseason. He talks about all the different, the history of the leagues and how these kids play for the leagues and these teams at young ages, and then they move up through the ranks and play for the same team that they started playing for from their hometown, and then they play in the #1 league in the world, and then what relegation is, and what's the championship league, and what's the Champions League, and all these kind of interesting things they play in, really European soccer, but most importantly the Premier League. So this episode with Nick Brown is awesome. Chef Nick Brown, check him out on Instagram. He's an awesome personal private chef, does catering. He's fantastic, unbelievable food. He does cooks all over the Northeast. He'll come to you. But, most importantly, he's a great friend, a great guy. He's got awesome knowledge of the Premier League. We kind of stumbled upon it on July 3rd, July 4th. And he said, I'll come on the show and talk about it. So I hope you guys enjoy the work that you guys did and we did here in Carolina with all my teammates and all the people we interviewed. But I hope you really enjoy this interview with Chef Nick Pumpkin. He is the absolute man. Again, check him out. Nick Brown, Chef Nick Pumpkin, talking Premier League because, hey, it's starting this week. Thanks for tuning in. This is another episode of The Colin Thompson Show. Thanks, guys.